Rosio speaks again. Finally, Rosio claps back to Dimango after Dimango celebrated her breakup with Marwa. Rosio goes ahead and says that she respected Congress Mom and Congress Mom used to pray to her when she was passing through a lot of pain while she was in the villa. Watch these clips, then we dive deep into today's discussion.
When I didn't know her with her character of like strong African mother, I respect Congress moms 100%. I know she cares about me. I talk to her on the phone off cameras. I don't have to come on my videos and show you how I talk to her. I know she cares for me, and I do care for her, and I respect her. She has cared for me a lot. She has prayed for me a lot. She has seen me in pain, in sorrow for my relationship with Marwa. I don't want to cry. And she has prayed over our relationship for things to work, okay? I do respect her so much. She has been the only one in the family. Well, I must say, Congrats dad has always been very respectful. I talked to him on the phone also not too long ago. I talked to both of them. And I know how much they have accepted me in the family. They have welcomed me in the family. I have a lot of respect for them, okay? And I do appreciate a lot, okay? Congrats, mom. So stop with that bullshit that I never liked her and this and this. We had our disagreements, mostly culturally, for the way that we think about things. But I respect her so much, and I do appreciate a lot her presence. And she has been there for me multiple times, okay? So stop that bullshit. Stop that bullshit. And she has been the only one in the family that truly cared for me, okay? Not like some other family members celebrating the breakup, okay? Okay? I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the bullshit. I love Congrats moms. I respect her. I care for her, and I know she cares for me. And I do pick the phone, okay? Grow up with the presence of his father, And that's not my intention. I know how much he loves Maisha. And even though he's mad at me and very angry at me, and he is treating me in not a nice way off camera, but I will not refuse him to see Maisha. I just want to clarify that because I'm sick of people putting me or this agenda that I see even from family members that never liked me, and they were celebrating this breakup. Imagine.
Beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. Maxwell Lumumba is my good name, a village content creator born and raised in a village setup. And today's video, I'm going to speak about Rosio speaks again, family, loyalty, and what's really happening behind the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that have been posted in public domain. I also have another YouTube channel whereby I post lifestyle videos. The channel goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. Like from Monday, I'll be posting project that I want to initiate. That will be a mega project that will be curbing what we call food security in Kenya, in the village. I'm not only restricted to the village, but also the whole of Kenya. That being that, for those who have not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people get notified. Watch my videos till the end without skipping those ads that you see there. That being that, let us show love to this YouTube channel. Let us like this video. And I'm back in the village. I was in Bomet County for one day. I'm fully back because at the end of the day, we have to look for money, yeah? Right, left, we have to travel, look for money. And I'm very grateful because everything is working out the way I had planned. And that is what I can say. Back to a reaction video. Rosio has spoken again. And this time, she didn't just talk about her relationship with Marwa. She talked about the family. She talked about respect. She talked about who supported her, and she also called out certain actions that she felt were unfair to her. Now, this changes the conversation completely because this is no longer just a breakup story. This is about family, dynamics, loyalty, and what happens behind the camera. So today, we are going to break everything down calmly, step by step, and understand what is really going on. So ladies and gentlemen, let me start by telling us about Rosio calling out behavior. Rosio clearly expressed frustration. She mentioned that some people in the family were celebrating the breakup. Now think about that for a second. When a relationship ends, especially when a child is involved, we know Rosio and Marwa were in a relationship, and at the center of it, we had baby Maisha. And you know, when somebody celebrates, especially when there is a child in between, celebration can feel like a disrespect. You know, in Swahili, they say something like, usicheke mamba kabla ujavuka muto. Don't laugh at the crocodiles before you get to the other side of the river. The crocodiles may attack you. And this is where emotions become very sensitive. She specifically mentioned action that she felt were hurtful. Now, instead of jumping to conclusion, we ask, was this intentional disrespect or misunderstanding? Let me talk about Dimango issue. She also spoke about a situation involving Dimango. From her perspective, she felt that there was a celebration after the breakup, and she interpreted that as a direct insult. Now, this is very important because in a family situation, what one person sees as expression, another person sees it as a disrespect. And there is where conflict grows. Not always from bad intention, but from different interpretation. Let me say this. When Marwa and Rosio broke up or break up, yeah, Dimango came up with a letter to her brother. She read the letter. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because you are not supposed to celebrate the downfall of another person, especially her being a lady. You are celebrating the downfall of another lady. You don't know what the future holds. Yeah, this reminds me, at her age, she can still write a letter and read it loudly to the audience, the subscribers, about Rosio breakup with Aya Marwa. For me, I was like, the last time I wrote a letter, it was when, especially the only letters I've written is only love letter, when I was in primary school. Yeah, when I joined high school, by then when I was in primary school, we never had what we call these things, these gadgets like phones, like what. So they were not there, and if they were there, they were like limited. Yeah, not everyone could own even a phone. So that is the only time that I took a pen and a paper. Then I wrote letter, love letter. Leave alone, I don't know, some people here are now writing breakup letter. So let me talk about family versus relationship. When relationship involves family, things become more complicated, because now it is not just two people, it is a network of emotions, loyalty, and opinion. And sometimes family members take sides. We saw Dimango took sides. She expressed opinions and reacted emotionally, like as if when Rosio was in that villa, the reaction from Dimango suggests that they were not in good terms, but Rosio has come out clear and said that everything was okay. But to the person going through the breakup, it feels like a betrayal. Yeah. So Rosio feels that Dimango betrayed her, and it is raining. So let me talk about Rosio defending Marwa. One very important thing Rosio said is this: she believes that Marwa loves their child. She made it clear that she will not stop Marwa from seeing his child. Now, this is very important, because despite everything, she is separating the relationship issues from parenting. That shows a level of maturity. And at the same time, she also said things off camera have not been good. So we are seeing two realities: public image versus private experiences. Because we saw Rosio before bashing Aya Marwa, where Aya Marwa himself said that he's not going to respond to Rosio. It is raining so much, I don't know how. But I have to finish this video because I don't have another time to do this video. So let me just shout, finish this video, and I call it a day, but I'll be limiting it. Yeah. Let me now bring a topic of discussion for today. That's the Congress mom. The rain was falling so heavily, I had to pause, but we have to continue. Yeah. I was talking about Congress mom, and this is where the story takes a different direction. Rosio spoke very positively about Marwa's mother. She said she respects her, she supported her, she prayed for her, she cared for her, and she even prayed for her when she was passing through a lot of pain. Now this is very powerful, because while she felt hurt by others, she separated that from her relationship with the mother. So she even said this is the only person in that family who truly cared for her. That is a very strong message from Rosio. That is a message that we cannot take it lightly. So that tells us that Rosio has been passing through a lot of things, yeah, not only in Marwa's hand, but even what people say about the relationship. Let me discuss about private versus public support, of which she said something very important, that some support happens off camera and that not everything needs to be shown publicly. This is the key, because today people judge a relationship based on what they see online. A lot of things happen offline. When I was doing my video, when I was reacting against Marwa, I said something that when you have heard Marwa saying that he's not going to respond to the claims that Rosio was saying, we don't know what was happening behind the scene. Off camera, we don't know what was happening. We don't know how their issues started. So there is a lot of things. What we see on camera is just like a by the way. But a lot of information is being shared offline. They share the information privately, and that is how the relationship becomes real. But real relationships happen in private conversations, phone calls, emotional support behind the scene. Let me talk about some misunderstanding. And this situation shows something very common: misunderstanding between cultures, personalities, and expectations. So when you hear what Rosio says about, one person may think, I am expressing myself. Another person may feel, I am being disrespected. And both can feel right from their own perspective. Even Rosio herself said something about culture, that she respected Congress' mom, even though the traditions and culture were so different. But she had to do that. And you can tell Rosio is emotional, but also trying to stay composed. So she even said she doesn't want to cry. That shows this situation is very much fresh. Emotions are still very active, and when emotions are high, interpretation becomes very strong. And so what we are really seeing here, we are seeing a breakup, a family involvement, because not once, not twice, even the last video I reacted about Congress mom asking Marwa if he has talked to Rosio, and Marwa said he has not heard from Rosio. I did a reaction video, but let us assume like maybe this time different. Let us not anticipate or speculate much, yeah? And we have different interpretation. What somebody else can interpret is not what I can interpret, and thus leads to emotional reaction, private versus public reality. This is not just drama. This is human relationship in real life. And at the end of the day, there are two sides. Something, or sometimes three, sometimes more. But what matters is understanding, because when we understand, we don't rush to judgment. We observe, we analyze, and we learn. Thank you for now. Let us meet in the next video. Goodbye.